we've been getting ready for a camping trip at the Sleeping Bear Dunes, and stopped by the Asian market to get some food. I think it's really good to try and mix things up in terms of what you eat when you're camping. You know, you can only eat so much raisins and peanuts and oatmeal and things like that. And exploring other cultures' foods is a really good way to get some exciting flavors while you're out there. So, one thing that a lot of people have asked about that has appeared in episode 1 is this, which is pork wool. And it's basically this cooked, dried, and shredded pork. And it's got this texture of like, I don't know, sort of hair or fuzz. It's also called pork floss. It tastes really good. And you can eat it straight like I am right now. Or you can add it to rice or noodles. Something I like to do is make egg sandwiches and put this inside of it as well. And this is probably a very good thing to bring because it's dried, so it'll last quite a while. And it's pretty lightweight and easy to carry. You can just dump it in a bag and it won't take up much space at all. Really flavorful. Good alternative to beef jerky if that's your thing. I've also got some canned fish and eel and squid. These things are flavored with like fermented black beans and things like that, and they have a really good savory sort of sweet flavor. And it's a nice change from the sardines you might find in conventional grocery stores. One of my favorite things are these squids. And the tentacles might turn a lot of people off, but in my opinion, that's like one of the best parts. It's got so much texture and flavor. Finally, I've got these. I've seen people before take eggs on their backpacking trips or their bushcraft outings, and it's a good idea because eggs actually don't need to be refrigerated, even though a lot of people think that that's the case. But the only problem is it's kind of hard to carry because they can break. Well, these aren't ordinary eggs, these are preserved eggs. And because they're preserved, they'll last a while, and you can just take them with you. And on the inside, it's actually black. And the nice thing about this, by the way, is if it breaks while you're hiking, nothing will come out. It's not gonna like cause your bag to get all wet and stuff isn't gonna leak out. But let me show you what it's like inside. It's got a very creamy texture and a good flavor. It does take a bit of getting used to, I suppose. In fact, Andrew Zimmern on Bizarre Foods couldn't even eat this, but I've always loved this. This is a lot harder to peel than I remember, but so it's black. It's preserved duck egg, but it also goes by the name 1,000-year egg because it looks like an egg that's been out for 1,000 years. It is pretty strong if you eat it alone like this. It's probably best to mix it in with something else. One of my favorite dishes, you take a chunk of tofu, mash it up, add a little soy sauce, and then you mash some of this in. And that is just really good. Eating it straight is a little bit harder, actually. I don't remember it having this strong of a preservative taste. But like I said, if you mix it in with something like tofu where it's more of a mild, bland flavor, it's really good. One last thing I've got is this, which is, you can think of it as like Chinese oatmeal, I guess, or something. It's black sesame cereal. It's just this black sesame powder. Put it in hot water, and it creates this sort of a creamy, sweet, sort of soupy thing. It's really good, and I'll demonstrate this in a later episode, but right now I'm just going to keep it for my camping trip coming up. So, if you ever are trying to find out how you can make your camping diet more exciting, look up some sort of ethnic or cultural food store, market, and just take a look around, see what kind of canned foods they have, see what sort of dried things they have. You know, squid jerky is one of my favorite things, which you can also get. Yeah, just take a look around and try to be creative with what you eat. Because having different flavors can add a lot to your trip experience.